It's all about shrimps, simply shrimps. Hello everyone, so if you haven't already watched my video about Scutariella japonica, then I highly recommend going back and watching that. It will just give you the ins and outs of the parasite and how it affects the shrimp really. This video alone is going to be the pure cure of... Pure cure? Wow, that was a bit of a mouthful. The pure cure of how to fix it. I almost forgot, what we're actually going to be doing is a salt dip. First of all, you're going to need 15 grams of aquarium salt. Now I don't recommend whatsoever that you use any kind of human consumption salt, for instance table salt or anything like that. Now before you say anything, yes, there is a bit of a red theme going on here. And if you like red, then why don't you hit that like button below? Woohoo! So let's measure it out. $15 grams. Bada bing, bada boom. You're then going to add the salt to 500 millilitres of water. What's that I hear you say? More red? Yeah, you're on to me that there really is a red theme going on here. So what I like to do is boil the kettle. Bit of blue there, so a little bit of contrast. And I like to put 250 millilitres of boiling water to 250 millilitres of cold water. And that's just going to help dissolve the crystals quicker. Might as well have a cup of coffee while we're at it. Cheers. Ah, that's hot. Right, well, back to business. So 250 ml roughly of hot water. Like so. Then add your salt. That's going to start to dissolve away nicely, but you can always give it a stir to help it out. At this stage, I'm just going to ask you to stop noticing all the red stuff in my house, and I'm going to top up the rest of the water to the full 500 millilitres, so an extra 250 millilitres of cooler cold water. So I've got a few things here. I've got a net for actually catching the shrimp out of the tank. I've got some pure RO water, reverse osmosis water, and that's just for rinsing the net between catching shrimp so I don't get any mildly salt dilution in the aquarium again. So just give it a quick rinse. Here I've got the salt dip. I've put it into a slightly bigger container. That's just so it's easier to actually dip them. And here I've got some of the tank water in a little vase, fishbowl thingamajiggy with an air stone in, so I can actually quarantine the shrimp after I've dipped them, because it may take a few days for the parasites to go, especially if they've laid eggs. They'll then hatch in a few days and I might have to give them another dip just to make sure they're clear of it. Just so you're aware, I have actually aged the salt dip solution, so I know you saw me getting the water straight out the tap. It's been aged for about 2 days, 48 hours now, so most of the chlorine, if not all, has evaporated and it should be perfectly safe for them now. So let's get catching. Squeaky floorboards. Come on. In the net you go. So I'm only actually going to dip them for about 30 seconds to begin with. So I'll just keep an eye on them, make sure they don't get too distressed, and then take them out and put them in the quarantine tank. It's quite interesting really, in some of the extreme cases where you can actually see the eggs underneath the carapace, you see them sort of expelling themselves due to the salt water dip. I'll see if I can get some close-ups after I've finished dipping them all, but you can actually see some of the parasites at the bottom of this tub now already. So we're inside the tub now, so sorry if it's a bit echoey, but you see all those little white dots there? Pretty much all of them are Scutariella japonica. So you can see that this salt dip actually works and gets rid of the adults, which is great. It's brilliant. Love it. So you can actually repeat the salt dip every now and then. I've done multiple salt dips on the same shrimp and they have been fine. I've had no deaths from this process. So once you've quarantined them for about a week or so and you're sure that all the parasites are gone, it should be safe to then release them back into your tank. It's also important to remove any molts from the tank, just in case any of the eggs are left on them still. I've also done a salt dip on buried shrimps, a pregnant shrimp, and I've not noticed them drop their eggs, so it's perfectly safe to do it on them as well. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, whack that thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions at all, leave them below in the comment section. And as always, subscribe for more content on its way. See you in another video, guys. Bye! It's all about shrimps, simply shrimps. Let's keep them shrimp, simply shrimps.